Because the only thing riskier than trying something is to just stay where we're at.
When you are not following God's plan for you, you're not being obedient.
I don't care. I can crash and fail at it. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you literally live one time. You don't get like a reset button. Hey guys, welcome to our little podcast that we're doing. It's called 7 on Sundays. Today we're going to be talking about some of the struggles that our society deals with nowadays as Christians, as young people. And yeah, we're just going to dive into that a little bit. Just so we can keep this conversation going a little bit. I have a few more questions, but I guess so we can get this flowing a little bit. What do you guys like kind of just have like top of mind right now? Whether it's like something you want to talk about, whether it's like, I'll let Jason go. He's got something.
So as I was like thinking about like my sins and like especially when I was younger, I think you don't know what you don't know, right? So, no, really think about that. Like,
Yeah, that's facts.
so like, how are you able to learn like something that you don't know to learn? You know what I mean? Everyone's trying to keep a straight face. I feel like for a lot of like newer Christians or people that like haven't even been introduced to God, and also people that have been like introduced to God but like still do bad stuff, meaning like sinful stuff, like through Scripture. How do you guys think one could go about avoiding those types of things?
Bro, don't put yourself into those positions. First of all, like, okay, I'm gonna bring this up again. Don't hate me for bringing this up again. If you are and let me say this is my example. If you're in a relationship and you guys talk and say, hey, I'm gonna wait for marriage and we're gonna do this the right way, are you going to live together and are you going to sleep in the same bed together every single night? Are you going to put yourself in a position how far you can go? Like, whatever the situation is, it's like, no, it's not about how close you can get without sinning. It's how far away you can run towards Jesus and his ways. And when you start having a mindset like that and really apply it to your life, like, it's amazing how God will work and really will bless you for that, but also really restore and change your life in those areas that you need it the most.
Yeah. Hello, friends.
I give you permission.
Thank you for letting me tell you the story. Well, technically, this is not even my story. I'm just an echo of the story because this is not even my story, guys. I saw this testimony from this guy that said that he had a dream, and in the dream, he was on one side of the fence, and this was on God's side of the fence. And he looked over at the other side, and there was the devil on the other side of the fence. And for some reason, he was just curious, like, oh, how close can I get? Like, I won't actually go over there. I won't actually go to the devil's side of the fence because I know where that leads. So he gets closer and closer and closer, and then he stands on the fence and he dies. And he wakes up and he's in hell. And the devil just says, I own the fence. Like, that is freaking boom. Like, actually, like, that one hit me so hard because I was like, you can't, why are you trying to see how close you can go and how much sin you can get away with in this world? And that's just, your heart's not in the right posture. If your heart's in that posture to see how close can I go to where the devil is, the devil owns the fence. The God does not own the fence. Like, you have to be actively seeking the Lord, or else you will get sucked into the devil's side.
Yeah, it's like there's on the side of darkness, it's like there's a tornado. And so it's like the closer that you get to that side, the closer that you're being pulled in, like it's harder, you're being tempted more because you're not walking, like you said, Nat, it's a heart posture. You have to be walking towards the Lord. And guess what happens if you're, and
Once
guess,
you get in a tornado,
yeah.
it must be really hard to get out.
It must
No,
be.
yeah.
We should try that.
Yeah, and if you're staying, yeah, and if you're staying in, like, on the other side of the fence, so you're not in the tornado, but you're staying in that one place, if you're not actively going towards God, like you said, what's going to happen? You're going to get sucked back in, even if you're not necessarily
Even if
taking
you're
steps
staying
backward.
still,
Yeah, even if you're staying still, because it's like,
Yeah, and it says in the Bible too, like, there's time after time after time, and like, I have not read a majority of this book, and I've seen it so many times that God cares about where your heart is on things. He cares what you are seeking. It's less about the good deeds you do and more about why you do them. Because you can even do good deeds and have a bad heart posture, doing it for other people's like
Or to make yourself look good.
yeah, to make yourself look good, to make yourself like feel good about yourself, and in reality, like that's just the wrong heart posture on that.
No, something that I feel like I didn't really have an understanding of this a lot of my life, but I think it's in like Corinthians 13 or something like that, around that area. And I like didn't understand this a lot of my life, but like how you're talking about, like you can have faith, you can have trust, you can have all these other things, but that doesn't mean that you have love. And it's talking about like how love is like covers all that. It's your heart posture. But the crazy thing is like I kind of just assumed, and I know that like most of the time it does go hand in hand. Like most of the time, the more that you do grow in God's word, you're reading the Bible and you're praying and everything, like that's naturally going to happen. But we also have to, die to our flesh. We have to do the things that are inconvenient to us for us to be able to grow in that area and to actually grow with our heart posture. And it's just like, it's an interesting idea to think that you can actually have all these things and not have love. Like, just because you have all these other things doesn't necessarily mean that your heart is in the right place.
And the sad part too, it's like you climb up this huge mountain that you think is going to give you this beautiful view, and then you're at the very top and you're like, oh crap, I didn't want to be here. But then you have to walk all the way back down by yourself, and it's really hard. You might fall.
That's facts. Is there a particular person, or more realistically, a particular type of person
I was gonna say.
that I'm not gonna call people out on this, but is there a particular type or group of people that think this certain thing or do this certain thing, that like you want to just like shake and be like, dude, stop, or like, sis, stop. I don't know, but like, is there anyone that comes to mind?
I'm gonna say, and this is not just one person. This is a lot of people that I like was around growing up, including myself. And this is like just seeking like male validation, and like people that are like just diving headfirst into like these hookups and like all of these like hookup culture, everything like that. And they're like coming on the phone and they're like hyped up about it, and you just are like, what am I supposed to say? I can't be hyped with you. I'm sorry. I love you so much. And it is just so like hurtful to see that, because it's just such a damaging thing, and people think it's positive. Like they genuinely twist it and think that it's a positive thing, and in reality, like they're losing themselves through that. And it's just like you just want to like shake them and be like, oh my gosh. But like being on the other side of that too, it's like you're so lost when you're in that point, and like they have to have something to be like grounded in, like the Bible and the Word of God, to make them see that. Because in the world it's normal, but in the Bible it's not.
If you're not grounded in the Bible, what are you going to be grounded in?
You're grounded to your own feelings, and you're grounded to your own emotions, and you just get so spun up in that, and you get so lost, and you just lose a lot of your own thought, like what you think of your value.
Yeah,
What is that?
Well, in the real world, what that can lead to is getting pregnant by a man that does not want the baby, or getting STDs, or no, like the real world. That is what it is. Like, I'm not gonna go the hell route on that, because I don't like to preach about going to hell. I like to preach about finding God and feeling His love, and like He can save you from all of that. But like reality, like you have to think reality. Sex is not just something that you can go out and do with everybody. It's not, and it's something that is damaging, and that is why STDs exist. Like, I think that they were created from how like disgusting like hookup culture is. Like that's how they spread, and that's how like kids don't have dads, and it's such a damaging thing, and you're just not going to be able to live the same life that God like wanted for you, or the family that God wanted for you, if that's how you live your life and you act like it's not that serious, because it is that serious.
It's also selfish. I was gonna say it's also selfish too, because like, let's say you do get someone pregnant, then what? Now you have to be a father. Kid's barely gonna see you on weekends. You're gonna be paying child support money for the rest of his life or her life.
It's like best case.
That's literally best case scenario. Yeah, like just very selfish. But obviously, people. I think one of the biggest problems like people have just in society is thinking in like, how am I gonna feel right now in this specific moment? Like. Right now, versus like, how am I gonna feel if I can build myself into this, right? Yeah, It sounds stupid, but like literally this morning I was thinking about that. I was playing this stupid game on my phone, and I was like, "Dang, why am I playing this game?" I'm like, "Why do I like playing this game so much?" I'm like, "Okay, I have a temporary feeling, but I'm getting dopamine sent through my brain right now that's making me feel better about myself instead of doing the thing that takes delayed gratification, but will make me feel that I know will make me feel better in the long run and make me feel more fulfilled and more closer to what God's calling me to be."
Bro, he was getting so mad.
This was yesterday.
Was this yesterday or
Yeah.
today? He was literally getting so mad. I thought it was like one of his clients was being like a little pain or something. And he was like yelling at his phone. He was like, "Oh my gosh," and like genuinely being serious. And I was like, "No, like it's okay, it's fine, it's fine." Bro was playing Clash.
Hey,
And
no strife. No strife.
no,
In the reverse.
you're realizing that it's a stupid game.
I always knew. That's what's sad about it. What's sad is that see, I'm not being a hypocrite. Like I am what I'm trying to preach. That's why I don't like it. I'm trying to get out of it.
That's what I was saying, like me with social media as well.
No, it's so good, guys. Okay. I'm sitting up because I'm fired up about this, okay? I feel like
to talk about Clash.
so if you know, I'm kidding. Okay. Jay, I feel like all you guys know how passionate I am about the subject in general, but maybe Jason gets to see it more than you guys do. I'm talking to you, okay?
Whoa,
You have so much freaking potential and so many gifts that God has given you, and you're wasting it. You're wasting it. Like I think so many of us are like, "Oh, I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't know if I'm this. I don't know if I'm that." Dude, you live one life, and if you don't go and do the thing, if you don't go and try it, if you don't go and use the talents that God has given you to try to make the world a better place and people around you in a better position and set up you and your family for a better thing, right? And I'm a victim of this too, because I've done this for so much of my life, and I still don't do nearly as much as I should. But like, you're wasting it. There's no reason I'll just say like all of us even, bro, we don't know what we're doing either. Clearly, I turned off the freaking mic in the last podcast. Like, we don't know what we're doing, but just go do something. You have so much potential, and instead you're wasting your life, counting by each and every day, waiting for that one day to come around in 5 years, 10 years, something like that, assuming that you will get it. But there's no guarantee you'll even see tomorrow.
Yeah.
There's so much potential. So much potential. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, like think about like when you were young and you would like look at like the age that you are now and you would like think like, "Oh, like I can't wait to be that age," or you would be like, "Oh, I wonder what it's like to be that old." And it's like, we're that old. Like now we can look at people who are in, I don't know, for me maybe it's like people in their like 30s or 40s, like maybe that's the age I look at and I'm like, "Oh, like I kind of wonder like, you know, what my life's going to be like," and I kind of think about like what's it going to be like, and I'm like, dude, well, I have like not full control, but like I have control over my own actions right now to be able to make decisions that are going to affect, like, people kind of act like they are not in control sometimes of like their future, and it's like,
Especially men. Like, oh, there's nothing I can do about it.
yeah,
If this specific circumstance happened.
yeah,
Next
no,
year.
no, totally. No, totally. And like, yeah, no, but I feel like for both men and women, they just don't understand that they can like just like one of the biggest things that the church down here is like talk to us about is not wasting one single day. It's like, dude, imagine where you would be in 10 years from now if you just like did not waste one single day. Every single day you were like, "Okay, God, like what can I learn about you? What can I grow in? What can I overflow onto other people? Like, how can I not waste today? What do you have for me today?" If you do that every single day of your life, like, where are you going to be? Right? Yeah.
I was gonna say too, like if you're doing stuff every single day, think about how many times a year you actually make a move on something. Maybe like twice a year on like big things. And if it doesn't work out, you just give up. But imagine you make one of those big decisions every single day and 90% of them fail. You would still do the math on that. Do the math on that. 10% of the time. 10% of the time of a year, not just like, that's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
10% of a year is a lot, and that is how much would actually like impact your life and go into your life, and the more risks that you take, the more outcomes that are going to be positive and more successes that you're going to have.
It's also funny too, because like the thing that we think is riskier is actually safer. Because yeah, it's on. They're good. I was just saying the thing that we think is riskier is actually safer because the only thing riskier than trying something is to just stay where we're at because it guarantees that you're going to be exactly where you're at, which is what you don't want to be. I kind of have a question on this topic. I was just going to ask, like, besides going through like something that's like terrible, something traumatic, how do you guys think like humans just as a society can change their mindset around specific things?
I think that in terms of being victim and victor, meaning winner, whatever you think is probably right. What I mean by that, if you think, I'll go into this, okay.
I get these ones.
Yes. If you think it's this person's fault, it's my spouse's fault, it's the circumstances' fault, it's because I was raised like this as a kid, it's because I live in this house, because I live in this neighborhood, this town, whatever it is, if you think the reason why I'm not where I should be is because of this, I can't do it because of this, you're right. On the flip side, if you go, okay, maybe all this is true, but if you blame your life circumstances and you point it anywhere else but at you, you give that thing the power. And what I mean by that is like if you point at that like okay, this would tick me off. Like I was thinking of it that way. I'm like, oh wow, that's actually really dumb. I shouldn't do that, right? If someone's making you really upset in your life right now, or your circumstances or whatever, and you point it back at that and you're like, oh, this person in my life, I'm where I'm at right now because of them, it's their fault. You just gave them the power. Point it back at yourself and be like, yeah, they did all this, but I can choose to just change anyway. Like think of it, right? Like, do you think there's no one else that has ever been in your circumstances that has done it anyway? How much cooler of a story would that be anyway?
Like in every single circumstance, like how can you like literally be like, what can I do better? What can I like not look at the situation, not look at the circumstances? And more than that, obviously looking to God, because there's so many times where your circumstances are gonna be horrible and you just have to be like, I'll praise you anywhere.
Rock, paper, scissors. No, I'm kidding.
Crazy.
Yeah, you should. I was gonna say too, like the strongest people are not the people that had their life like go by easy and all those things. They didn't have anything to come from, and like this. Oh my! I was gonna say like it's also not the people that go through all the hard things and let those hard things dominate them.
Yeah.
It's the people that go through the hard things and step on top of that and get to the highest person in the room, and they do not let it stop them. They use it as fuel, and like you have to use it that way, or else you're wasting your potential and the strength that you could possibly have.
Yeah, and if you don't have the hard times, like how are you going to like have anything to compare that to? And then like, okay, I'm gonna use this as an example. We came down here to Texas. We never been to Texas before. We came down here. We meet these amazing people. We're like, oh my goodness, we love this place. Then we have to go back home. That was a dark time.
That was a dark time.
That was a scary time.
That was the dark ages.
But
The cruise when they ran out of the cave.
Yeah.
And then they run back.
We went back into the cave and back in.
They have to hide back in the cave.
bro, but like when I tell you, like first of all, it made us want to fight that much harder to be able to come back down here. But second of all, too, when we came back down here the second time, it was just like a new level of appreciation.
Yeah.
And it was just like if we didn't have that second time going back, even though it sucked and it was like really, really hard, like we needed that because we needed to be able to have that appreciation and really like understand what we have here and remember that. Yeah.
I have a question just around everything we're talking about. Like, ultimately, what we're talking about is like a mindset shift, right? Just like getting somebody to think about something differently. How do you get somebody to actually change their mindset?
I was going to save this for later in the podcast, but I believe that one of the greatest things that we can do is just get someone to literally question everything.
And how do you do that?
Ask,
What?
hear me out. Ask them questions
Like that?
about everything.
Okay, hear me out.
I see what you're saying.
Read this. Read this Bible right here, because this will change your mindset. This will change your entire heart, head, and spirit. Like, I'm not joking. That's the only thing that's gonna get you on the right track. Like, actually.
And why should
Just break into the cave. Bro, I'm gonna whoop her.
they do that?
Because Jesus loves them enough to give us all of this knowledge that we forsake.
This I know, so the Bible tells me so.
You also can't control what other people do, but you can give them the tools for them to do it. And they're the ones that are gonna lift up that weight if they want to lift it up, but you cannot change a person.
What?
Dude, I maybe for next time I kind of like the idea of like the middle person like just going.
Wait, I like that too.
It's like an interview.
How do you feel about this?
Let's do that next time. What do you think, Jason?
On like how to get someone to change their mindset. I actually really like what you said about asking questions. I haven't really thought about it like that, to be honest. And little background on me, I like to do sales stuff.
Let me show you what this looks like.
So yeah, honestly, I don't know why I didn't think of that, but it's literally how you get somebody to change the way they think about something. Just ask questions. Because if I were to just tell somebody, believe in Jesus, read your Bible,
You can tell them something.
go to church, right? Like they're gonna feel
That's a bad sales trick, isn't it?
exactly it is. You never sell something like
Did
that.
good salesmen do that?
No. I guess that's my answer. You guys say those?
I'd say community. I'd say being around people. Thank you. Yeah, being around people that are good for you and not hanging out with people that are like bad for you and like I guess I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like it's just really important. Okay, I'm saying it. It's really important who you hang out with, who you spend your time with, because you're gonna self-consciously grow, like be more like those people who you hang out with, and like say what you always say to me. Say what you always say to me. So Jason always says, that if you're an alcoholic, would you go hang out with?
How was I supposed to know the answer to that one?
Because you always said this.
Okay. Yeah, I did say it, but
Yeah.
okay, say it again.
If you're an alcoholic, you would not go hang out with other alcoholics. You're going to want to hang out with people that are also trying to better themselves and people that are also trying to stay away from alcohol. If you're a Christian and you are wanting to grow your relationship with God and just be like a happier, better person in general, you're going to want to hang out with those people too. Like, and it's just going to bring you up in your spirit, and just being around people that are even like positive and people that are negative. Yeah, pretty much. I wasn't gonna say it. Thank you. Thank you.
Someone had to say it.
And you have to be the one to lead by example too. Because
Yeah.
if you have this person, you're like, oh, I want them to change their life, this and that. Like you have to be aware of your actions, how you speak, and what you actually give off.
And you want to be the one to like you want to be a good influence for those people. You want to show them love and everything, but there's boundaries. And if someone's not respecting boundaries and they're not showing that they're really making efforts to change in their ways and they're still living in
No matter
It's
how much
not-
you love somebody, and like you don't want to stop hanging out with them, if they're bringing you down and bringing you closer to the fence and not away from it,
Politically,
Thanks.
no.
then
This is getting
then
We're cutting that out.
we're not cutting that out. We're not cutting that out.
Hold up. I gotta say this. So I'm gonna tie this back to sales, and the reason why I am is not because you have the greatest background in sales necessarily, but maybe you do. But just because sales, you're selling someone and having a better life. Like by selling, I just mean convincing someone that there's a better life out there for them, and like to just build on everything that you guys are already saying, right? I think like a few things I would sprinkle into that. Yes, community, great. Yes, asking questions, great. Another thing though, right? And not preaching at them too, not just telling them do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. They're not going to listen to you. You don't understand them, first of all. So I would say, first of all, like don't judge them. Genuinely, don't judge them.
Who are we to judge?
Exactly.
There's a piece of scripture that I don't remember the exact verse, but it talks about if you see somebody else that has like a piece of log in their eye, or a piece of wood. Sorry.
No, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
So we're just laughing today. Sorry, feeling silly. Okay, a piece of wood in your eye. You got to get the piece of wood out of your eye. Your eye, bro. I'm getting tired. You get the point.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I think the thing you're quoting is before you try to pick a speck out of your neighbor's eye, the people that do that don't even realize they have a literal log in their own. Yeah. And like to build off of that a little bit more too, right? You need to seek to understand them. You need to ask them questions so that you can seek to understand them. You need to not judge them. And then I would go further and also say, live your life by example, right? Like, for example, Jason, like, if we're like trying to sell someone on growing their business, but we don't believe in growing our own business, like that wouldn't like, they'd be like, well, why don't you do it?
Yeah.
That makes no sense. Instead of being like, bro, stop drinking, like that's not going to work. How many times has that worked? Probably never. But if instead you're like, yo, dude, like you've been getting wasted like 5 nights a week, and like I mean, I just been noticing like it's kind of affecting you, man. Like, do you think it might be affecting you? Or to go further, right? How do you think it's affecting you?
And like,
Why do you think you're doing this?
Yeah, what's going on that makes you think that you need this?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Also, there is like the concept of like conviction, and sometimes people feel convicted over different things in different stages of their life. So sometimes it's like I don't know how to go about that, because they can still be a Christian struggling with sin. You have to be able to call it out, but you can't be the one to change them on it. Like they have to feel the conviction themselves. They're not going to do it for a person, but God can put conviction in a person's heart. And sometimes you have to pray for that person. It's not going to be like a in front of their like face, like convince them to do something. Like it's going to be like a spiritual thing, because it is spiritual. Like there's a spiritual world, and that's what a lot of sin is. And I think that prayer is actually an extremely valuable thing that we just don't utilize enough.
And coming in through humility also helps, because like the whole point of like the concept of change is, or the concept of learning something is, you change over a bridge of trust. Like people will only change if they actually trust you. Like if I'm someone that is an alcoholic, I drink every day, and I'm telling you how you can't be drinking.
I was like, what?
Yeah, no, if. No, but I think that's something. And a lot of Christians, they scare off, I think, newer people that are trying to believe from that exact reason. They're worried about getting judged or something like that.
Yeah, or a lot of Christians that are like obviously living in all that sin, and like they're not obedient to God. They're just doing it for their own image.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus himself said, like, he did not come for the righteous. He came for the broken, for the people in need.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I think that pretty much summarizes everything. Does anyone have like a final message they want to say before we kind of wrap this thing up?
I want to talk about dark times that we've had in our past.
Okay. Sure. Well, I was thinking about asking that question actually myself, and like maybe to go a little deeper, I'll just share maybe a little bit about a couple of dark times in my life. Without being super overly specific, I'll just say like some of the things that got me there and what helped get me out. I would say I've had a few different dark times in my life. I've had many. I can't forget. I mean, I also like am like so fortunate, because I know so many people have way darker times than I do. But sometimes it can feel the same. You can feel the same emotion around it than if someone was going through something that is harder or something, right? With that said, I would say the most common ones recently for me have been, honestly, when I'm building something up in my life and I'm attaching my personality to it and I'm pouring my whole heart into it, and then it gets taken away. Like, I think like some of us have maybe felt that way about sports or school, or for me it was business stuff, or for some people it might be their physical health, it might be their mental health, it might be some sort of talent they've had, and then it gets stripped away from them or debilitated for a season, right? And for me, in those moments, I'm really questioning. I'm like, oh my gosh, who am I? Like, what purpose do I have here on this earth? And the thing is, like, for me though, I'm realizing like it's been really tough in those moments, because I'm like, oh man, like this is all pointless. This is everything I've been doing. I'm a failure. Everything I've been building toward has been for nothing. But it also allows you to have this really beautiful time of reflection and be like, okay, well, if that was taken away from me, assuming that I believe that nothing is by mistake, everything happens for a reason, then that means that I'm trying to be taught something right now. And for me, that's normally been, I need to ask myself the question and genuinely reflect on it and study it and try to learn it and question, like, why am I here right now? What is my purpose? If I was trying to do something for the greater good, right, which I believe is all of our purposes ultimately, what would that be? What can I do? What can I start again? What can I start from fresh? What things should I focus on, right? And otherwise, if I don't do that, I'll just go slightly deeper than that actually, because I'm just like realizing this now. Sometimes when I'm in that pit, instead of actually asking myself that question, I don't. I want to distract myself. I'll go on my phone. I'll go on Instagram, go on Clash, right? I'll go on something to try to distract myself from asking myself a really difficult question. And I think that's something that like some people do. I've been that person before. Some people do that for years. Some people do that for decades. Some people do that for their entire life. They drink it away. They scroll it away. They wander away, and they don't ever like actually ask themselves those really difficult questions, because we question everything except for the things that we truly believe, or those things that we never actually ask. We never question. Like, and if we don't question it, we won't. If you don't seek it, you won't find it. And it's not going to just go away. It's going to stay there nagging until you deal with it. And it's going to keep growing and growing until you are just like open the door and you're like, okay, that thing's bad. I have to deal with it. It's not going anywhere. It's in the backyard. It's growing up. But yeah, that would probably be it for me.
I think the big thing for me, like recently as well, is, and I think I've honestly always been like this, just seeing like the worst out of people, like thinking like very black and white, like thinking people are lying to me, people are out to get me, people are doing things for specific reasons to upset me, or I don't know, just not giving like enough grace, I guess. I think honestly that's something like I've always had, like I said, and like just not being able to trust people fully. So that's like really the big thing I've been working on. I think that just me wanting, like the big thing that like has been helping me with that is just being able to recognize that we're all humans, and I want to act like how God acts towards us, which is unconditionally love someone and appreciate them, whether or not I'm arguing with them, whether or not I'm in a fight with them, whether or not, like, let's say they did do something bad, just not taking that to heart and just appreciating and being the same person anyways. And I don't know, I think that's really been like the big thing for me.
I think some of like the darkest places I've been in were because I put my identity in something that was not Christ. And for me, for like the longest time, it was softball. And like, I didn't go to church because I had softball practice. And I grew up and going to tournaments all the time, or like baseball ones with Hunter. And when I went to college, it just didn't work out. And I like had to come to this point where I'm like, if I step away from this, I'm stepping away from everything I ever worked towards, who I thought I was, the only thing I was actually known for in the town that I grew up in. And that was like the scariest thing to come to reality with. And when I stepped away from it, I didn't feel like I was worth anything. Like I felt like a nobody. And I didn't have God at the time. Like I had him there, but I wasn't accepting it. And immediately after that, I put my identity into a person. And it's just shifted. It shifted to a new thing, because you have to put your identity into something all the time. I didn't fully feel the pain from losing my identity of softball, so I put it onto a person to distract me. And then when I lost that, I actually went down to ground zero and had to sit with myself on that and realize the only thing that you can put your identity in is God. And that's the only thing that can get you out of it. And you're still going to feel that pain when you go through that, but he's going to carry you through it. And that's the only identity that you can be in and not be lost. And I was lost for so long. And like actually having that, like a steady person, like steady God to just carry you through. That's a good summary. Yeah, exactly. But like, that's just kind of what I've learned is like, you're going to go through that. You're going to be lost. You're going to be in this deep, dark circle, and it's going to keep like getting darker if you don't put your identity in God.
For me, it's also a lot of things, but I think what it stems down to is feeling alone. And just, I've always struggled with like not feeling like I have this thing where like I just think that everybody's like against me. Like, that I think people like nobody likes me, like people that are not like insanely nice to me, like are like judging something about me. And that's definitely from the enemy. Like, that's obviously what he wants. And like, it takes a lot to like realize that. And just thinking that everything else he just like snapped into existence, like us he actually like made, and he like took time on us and like handcrafted us. And it's like crazy. I just have to like remind myself of that, and like just know that the same God that made this amazing universe like made me.
I think like to kind of dissect what we all just said there, I think like two of the most common themes are when we're in a dark place that we either one think that we refuse help or refuse to or let those feelings continue because we think others are out to get us or out to judge us or something like that. And then two is that we to some degree don't think that we're good enough. I would say like the things that have helped me the most in those two areas are, for one, thinking everyone's out to get us, right? I think all of us, not all of us, some people are evil, bro, but like most of us are honestly all just kind of thinking about ourselves for the most part. And even when they are trying to love us, we still sometimes view it as they're, out to get us, but they're really not most of the time. Like, yeah, the devil's out to get you, bro, but like most of the time people really aren't. Some are, some people are evil, but knowing like God has that under control. And then on the flip side of that, like knowing that okay, shocker, guys, we're not good enough. We're not.
Yeah.
In the podcast, no. but like in comma, and it's okay because we have Jesus. The point wasn't ever to be good enough. And if we like caught ourselves thinking that the point was to be good enough, then we missed the point.
Jesus wouldn't have been created if we were good enough.
Yes, exactly.
Like, we wouldn't need him if we were perfect.
We had to die on the cross because we were that imperfect.
But yeah. Yeah, I think that's maybe my takeaway. Does anybody else have like a short, quick takeaway to end this before we go do the outro?
Don't look for perfection. Just start now, or you'll never start. And realize we're all terrible, and that's why God's so good.
Facts, bro. That might be a clip too. Oh yeah, it's Father's Day, so shout out to our dad.
Whoa.
Parenthesis S, our dads.
Yeah.
But yeah, stay tuned for next week. We will be having one of us host the where I'm sitting in the host spot next week.
Follow button, press share,
Like,
subscribe, and send money to our Venmo.
And if you just have any struggles that you want to talk about, or maybe just, I don't know, to the two of you watching, if you wanna leave a comment, if you leave a comment on something that you want us to all be praying about, we will be doing that. And then another thing we're currently doing right now, which might still be around, so maybe check it out before it's gone, is we are having a Bible study that's going to be at 7:30. That's going to be every day of the week except for Wednesday and Sunday, which is the days that churches normally do things and days that people are doing things. But it's going to be 7:30 Central Time. If you're Pacific, that's 5:30. If you're on the East Coast, then that's 8:30. And if you're in the mountains, then you're gonna have to figure that out because I'm not gonna do that for you. But but yeah, I guess stay tuned for next week. We're gonna be trying to put these out weekly. Like, subscribe, and I will leave the link. I'll try to leave the link to the Bible study below. And if not, then comment and we will find a way to add you to it. And yeah. Okay, well, guys, this has been 7 on Sundays. And thanks for watching. Bye. Come for the thumbnail. Okay.